So, as you could tell from the last video, I'm still kind of tired, but I decided to upload a video, the vlog from yesterday, and yeah, go check it out. Not really. If you're in this video, chances are you already watched the other one, so whatever. But what was I saying? So I woke up at like 6:30 today. It's currently 8:30. I was very slow getting up because I was so exhausted from the plane. But today we're going to Shibuya. Yeah, oops. I have a reservation at Shibuya Sky. You know, the very famous sky view, or the top floor view of the Shibuya Scramble Tower. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't like heights, but I have to experience it at least once. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I guess that's that. And everything else, I'll just play it by ear. We'll see what happens. So I went back to the hotel for a bit after a long day at Shibuya. I was there since 8, I guess. The thing is, nothing at the main area of Shibuya, or I guess the Shibuya Scramble Tower, doesn't like open till like 10 or 11. So I was there just walking around for a bit. So I kind of wasted my time doing that when I could have gone somewhere else like Harajuku for a few minutes, maybe just chill at the park. But it's fine actually. But I didn't really do much today. Okay, I did do quite a bit. I did some street photography while I was out, but other than that, I didn't really do anything. Mostly because Shibuya is kind of like, how do I say this? It's kind of intimidating. It's a big place. You probably seen the photos, and it's kind of. I don't want to go to some place I'm not sure I will like, or I'm not sure I will be accepted to. You know, it's kind of weird because I've been going to these places alone. I've been to Japan alone for the most part, which is kind of a taboo for a lot of people. People think I'm crazy for going to a foreign country alone, but I think it's fine. But I'm just rambling at this point. So what was I saying? So yeah, I didn't really do much today, but the few things I did do were amazing. So I told you about Shibuya Sky, right? So we got this cool photo. I got this cool photo of me. I'm not sure if it will even zoom in, but hey. So forgot to mention. So I also got a. This is so unlike me. I got a stuffed toy, and the reason I got it, you could probably see. The bib has a camera on it. It only sent me back about 15 bucks. Actually, no, not about 15. So apparently if you had a ticket to the Shibuya Sky, it was 8% off. So it was like more like 14 or 13 bucks, which is a steal, especially with our inflated currency back home. And another thing that happens, my Gaijin pass started to stop working. Just decided to stop working at one point. It's only the second, well, technically it's my first full day here, and it's already broken. I have 20 days, slightly over 20 days left here, and it's not encouraging at all, because I need this thing for the Shinkansen or whatever. I think, so when I talk to the operators, whenever I need assistance because it kept getting rejected, they just let me through. So maybe, they didn't elaborate on why they let me through, but I think they may have saw the date, or I hope this is the case. The ticket reader isn't working properly. That's what I'm hoping, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do this all the time whenever I need to transfer stations, and I move a lot. So yeah, that's fun. And once again, it's only my first full day here, and we're already having issues. But I hope the ticket reader is the one that's broken, or just updating, and that's why they let me through. So I just got back to the hotel, not really. I'm eating an ice cream, so evidently I've been here for a bit, but it's currently 11:17 a.m. No, not a.m. Whoops. 11:17 p.m. Yeah, you can tell I'm tired, but I've been out since 6. Not 6. 8. Oh my god, I can't even remember the times. But yeah, I've been out for practically the whole day. And actually the only reason I stayed out till 11 was because when I was getting dinner at Akiba, as you probably noticed, I posted about ramen. And you saw that clip of ramen. So over there, I actually got stopped by a person who knew a bit of English, and we decided to talk for a bit because he took note of how much I was able to say as a tourist, because most people know nothing, apparently. Or if they do, it's the basics like arigatou gozaimasu or sumimasen. But I was able to go a bit more beyond that, and that apparently surprised him. So after that, we talked a bit. It started with him asking me about like how I got into learning the language and like how long I've been learning, and needless to say, apparently he was impressed about how much I learned in the few months that I spent studying the language, which I don't think is all that impressive, honestly, because I've been doing it on and off a lot. Like, there'd be months where I study every day, and then there's months where I study like every other day or just none for a week. So I feel like if I spent more time on it, I could do a lot better, but apparently I'm at like an N5, N4 level according to like textbooks and stuff and like this online research and practice test. But like, I really don't think I know a lot. I know enough, and I think that's good enough for me. But after all that, we started talking about more personal stuff. Like I told him about how I'm a photographer back home. I told him how life's like back home, because you know, people are curious about other people's lives outside their own country. That's fair. And it was a good time, honestly. But it's funny to me how it's only the first real day in Japan, back in Japan, like, and I've already got more social interaction in 2 weeks during my first trip. It's only because I know the basics of the language, right? Like, just the basics are enough for me, apparently. It's not really, I can't even say I know the basics. I just know a little, but just enough for people to appreciate me a bit. But, yeah, it's only the first real day, and I have 3 weeks left. That's funny. And outside of the maid cafe and the bar I stood at for like 8 hours during the last day of my last trip, I had practically no social interaction. I kept my mouth shut practically the whole time, but now I'm blabbering my mouth. I've only been here a day and a half. It's crazy. Speaking of which, I almost got dragged into another maid cafe. So, I was on my way back home from, so I think I posted it. I think I compiled a clip somewhere of me getting the Kobe beef skewer from the streets of Akiba. Dang, it's good, by the way. It's just expensive. Expensive in Japanese terms, because $10 is practically nothing. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that. But I was on my way back and I got stopped by a maid. You know, the maid cafe people. And usually they just call out to me. Like, they just say like, Oni-san or or something like that. But like, this time this person actually walked up to me and asked if I wanted to go. I'm like, yeah. But no, it's not really just that. It's more like I told her that my Japanese is very lackluster. I just didn't understand it. So like, or I'm just gonna say, watashi wa nihongo o wakarimasen, or just something like that. I think I said that wrong, wakarimasen or whatever. But it's not that. Apparently she believed it, or just took the hint that I really didn't want to do that right now. It's funny because like, I have the enormous inability to say no. I suck at saying no. As people notice, at least people close to me, I have a hard time saying no. So I'm kind of glad I was able to get out of this situation, but it's great that I'm able to speak the language a bit now for me to be able to convey the message instead of using Google Translate. Speaking of, like, I had to use my language skills because my phone was practically dead by the time she came up to me. So, you know, it worked out. I'm glad. I actually don't. Here's the thing. I think I said this last video, but I don't mind going back to another maid cafe. It's just egregious, and like, it's not really egregious. It's just, sorry, my head hurts. It's more like they put up an act. I know it's part of their job. They're getting paid to do it. I can't blame them for doing their job. It's just it just doesn't feel right. You know, like, you don't need to. I'm more of a guy who likes conveying true feelings, right? I feel like they're hiding everything under a farce or a facade, which is fair because once again, it's part of their job. Giving good customer service is what they're getting paid to do. They make money off people like me, foreigners who don't know any better. But yeah, it just doesn't feel right, right? If the person is genuinely interested in me, like sure, I'll go along with it. Though even though I'm paranoid all the time and have trust issues, but you know, that's a story for another day. But yeah, today was a great day actually. I'm kind of happy. Like I'm oh shoot, my ice cream. Whoops. But normally I'm a socially anxious guy, so I would try to avoid interaction if at all possible. But today I felt like, dang, maybe I should show off my very minimal language skills a bit. I'm glad it worked out because it was genuinely fun. Yeah, I think it's just the feeling that you get when people really do notice or appreciate you speaking in their language, even if it's just a little bit, instead of having them go with the struggle of trying to speak English. Even though I feel like maybe they should learn a bit. Many people know enough, and I'm fine with that. But you know, don't force it. But yeah, so practically today was all Shibuya, and then Akiba for dinner and stuff, and then maybe like some Outcast thing. I spent a lot more than I thought I would, purely because of that Kobe beef skewer that costed 1,500 yen. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna go to Harajuku before I head over to Shibuya again. The only reason for this is because I'm thinking, so I told you last vlog that someone invited me out to meet up from my language learning app, and I'm thinking about doing it. At the same time, I'm like, do I really want to go through with this? I'm too socially anxious, I'm too shy, in that I would probably be too awkward to start up any conversation that I might bore them. Right? I feel like I'm just being too hard on myself. I don't know. I'm just scared about how it'll turn out, especially since she has like this whole itinerary plan. Like, how am I gonna go through with that the whole freaking time? I gotta be drunk to be able to get through that, or just maybe she has to be exactly like me, personality-wise, for me to be able to get through it all, because otherwise I'd be too overwhelmed. But I guess, you know, I said that I'd keep these vlogs short, but I feel like a lot of these vlogs end up being hella, like over half talking head shots or talking head portions, which, you know, you can just skip it, I don't mind, but I do like being able to vent a bit after each day that I'm here. So, you know, thank you for watching. And so a friend mentioned, but they mentioned that I did like a triple take in the last video, where like I had 3 of the same clip of me introducing the room 3 times, you know, because I hardly doubt that any videographer can get their shot the first time. So just take that as like a practical experience thing. But yeah, I hope I don't do that again. Now that I'm partially awake now, I probably should be able to not rush through it like the last vlog. I'm still gonna rush through it because guess what, I have better things to do than the vlog, but like, you know, let's leave it at that. Thank you for watching this 10-minute talking head segment of me incoherently rambling about my trip. Yeah.